when you think about intuition, we have to reorganize our understanding of our own physiology and our own physics, our own universal understanding of things, because what we were taught and what was really deeply impressed upon us is inaccurate. Mm-hmm. And one of my favorite examples of intuition and how to bring it back online was I was studying a course in international communications a few years ago during COVID, just to entertain myself. And in that course, I had to watch a video on a man who was blind. But science figured out how to restore his sight with some corneal issue. And they did. But he had to learn to see. Just because his eyes worked, his brain didn't work. So he couldn't see until it took a year to train him to use his eyes to see. It was all internal. And I thought, that is the same with intuition. Our senses work, but we have to train ourselves to begin to perceive and use and understand how they are communicating to us. And it's not a matter of magic. It's a matter of recognizing we don't live in just a physical, limited universe. We live in an energetic field. And our intuition is our inner senses and the capacity for them to perceive energy off the range of what our physical senses can perceive. So our physical senses, to me, are like an AM radio. They can pick up a certain bandwidth, a frequency, and our inner senses are like satellite. They just can pick up a far wider band. Truly, my experience is I have not met anyone not intuitive. They choose to ignore it. Like the man who his brain couldn't assimilate that he could see. And our education and our influences they've programmed us not to assimilate what we're actually experiencing. So really, to bring us back online with our intuition, we have to challenge our assumptions. That gut feeling is an actual experience. I am actually feeling an incongruent vibration to my own purpose, intentions, and well-being. That's why I get the bad vibe. But it's not a metaphor. It is an interception of actual energy. But now we have to learn, this is part of who I am. This is not magic. This is not gifted. This is my inner sense functioning. And what has to happen is my conscious mind has to agree to use it. So that's what it is.
So if somebody is currently kind of going, okay, so I'm intuitive, like Sonia says, what are the signs I'm looking for to kind of lean into, if I may call them that?
Well, it is a compass, and it will work with intention and goal. So if you are an unintentional, unfocused, no goals in life, that compass is swinging around and will be as effective as if you're spinning around, wandering around the woods with no place to go. So it has to be given a direction. If you have a direction, if that direction is, first start with your basic priorities. I want my compass to constantly inform my basic priorities. I want to be safe. Maybe that's my one priority. My family's safe. I want to be a person who's free to do my own thing. Free to be my own, free to create my own life, my own business. Well, okay, that compass will keep guiding and directing you to those frequencies that support that. I need people who tell me the truth. So it will alert you if you're not hearing frequencies that align with what you perceive as truth in conversation. So when you know it's important to you, that's the first thing that kicks the intuitive faculties into place. But it works the same with your outer senses. Have you ever wandered through a store and you had nothing in mind? You were just there. You didn't notice a thing really. But if you're going in to buy a pair of shoes, you're looking at everyone. It works the same way. So first, it'll serve your intentions. Secondly, it'll serve your priorities, and then it'll serve your intentions. The other thing that it will serve initially is your safety. survival is our strongest instinct. So when people do, for example, have a random awareness of their intuition, it's usually associated with some warning. If they're generally checked out, it'll usually be, oh, I had a bad vibe about that guy. I don't know, we shouldn't go there. I don't want to buy that house. Something's off. That's a protective instinct. Then we also have to really get our heads out of our phones and checked out, because it is a perception of actual energy happening in the body. So if we are checked out, not paying attention, which a lot of people are, we will miss it. And I was sharing this story recently. I travel frequently between London and Paris. I was sitting in the London Eurostar station, thousands of people there because there's many trains going. And this guy was sitting next to me, and he was on his phone, just about the same proximity as you and I. And 3 times, very loudly, an announcement, train to Brussels. 3 times. And a stampede of people get up and move to get their train.
Yep.
He's on his phone. He looks up after 15 minutes later. They're gone. Train's gone. He's like, where's my train? Oh my God, who didn't tell me my train? And he freaked out. He missed this whole experience. Now you can say to yourself, oh, what an idiot, but you know what? That is common. That is common. That is how checked out we are with our electronics. And you're not going to be intuitive. Part of the reason I think I'm so intuitive is because I had none of that. We didn't have we didn't have cell phones, we didn't have computers, we didn't have fax machines. I had nothing. And we were thrown out in the streets as kids, go play all day, come home alive, don't get in trouble. So it was constantly being present and aware. So as a person today, if you want to be an empowered, creative person, you really do need to check back in.